27 degrees SAG, the Galactic Center. I'm your host, Kimla Lowe. I'm an astrologer, feng shui practitioner, psychic medium, and I also find people sacred spaces. That's right. I do have a network, and my husband, Bill, we are in real estate, and it's a global unit that we've got. So no matter what state or what country, what zip code you're living in, we can find you a sacred space using feng shui principles. So if you need to get a hold of us, you can find us through social media, LinkedIn. You can go to my website, kimlalow.com, and get a message to me there. You can always be my friend on Facebook, Instagram, Meta Universal Suite or whatever it's called now. But anyway, there's 100 different ways to get a hold of me, and I would love to help you out. So tonight we've got an interesting topic. It's kind of a deep topic, and it talks about, selling your soul. And this can get pretty deep, and it also has to do with your belief systems. So, tonight is February 22nd. I want to do a shout out to two really good friends of mine. Kathleen, it's her birthday, and also Terry, it's her birthday. And my brother on the other side, happy birthday to you as well. It's one of those things that you never stop celebrating your beloved's birthday, even when they pass. You always think of them, and you always send them birthday wishes for wherever they are. So I want to say hey to everybody who's coming into the chat room right now, and I want to say hello, and let's get this hour started. If you would like to, it means a lot for the channel, especially if you're watching on YouTube. Some comments, like, share, subscribe. We sure do appreciate it. And if you feel as though really have gotten some information, or you feel as though perhaps if you're in the chat room and I do a read for you and it's something that really touches your heart, you can always go to my website, kimlalow.com, and put in a donation. The donation it filters out to St. Jude's Hospital, and also to Father Joseph in California, that works with homeless people. As you know, my son is out there, and from time to time he is homeless. So I like to have everybody, kind of donate, keep an intention in mind that there are people out there who prefer to be off the grid, to be homeless, or perhaps they cannot sustain daily life as we know it. And so that's for the people and the work that Father Joseph does out in California. So you can always donate through my website, kimlalow.com. So hello, everybody. Yeah, happy birthday to everybody who has a birthday. We're wrapping up February, and I cannot believe we're already going to start March. I mean, spring is right around the corner, or the equinox. But I have to say that there's this huge shift coming in March. I may even do something perhaps as a Zoom, to get everybody together in a seminar, just to really discuss these shifts in depth, and also to take each and every person and to kind of guide them and tell them what's going to be happening in March, because it's going to affect people for 20 years, 21 and 3/4 years. So this is a huge setup. If you're thinking about how do I get through these particular shifts, How do I use the benefits, and where I pull back, where I push forward. That's the dance of astrology. Astrology is the language of the stars. They tell us, what energies are happening, and when and where these shifts are going to take place. Are they going to be abrupt? Are they going to be smooth? Are they going to be slow moving? What's our window? What's our timeline? That's what I'm good at. And that's what I've been told anyway. But if I can help you, that's my intention. So you can always get a hold of me. And not only will I align you for the feng shui of 2023, but we're going to be talking about the big shift in 2024. And there's major new alignments because we're entering into a new period 8. And that period 8, if you are closing on a house or building a house that will be finished in 2024, that will be a very new period of time for the next 20 years. If you are living in a home that has a birth chart of the last 20 years, uh, um, it's going to stay lucky. It's very unusual. Usually they lose energy when we go into a new cycle, but period 7 homes and period 8 homes are going to be keeping their energy. Period 9 is going to be starting in 2024. So anyway, as we go through, I help everybody rearrange, move your stuff, if you're building, I'd love to help you and really kind of align your energy. So as we're moving forward through these shifts in the remainder of the year and setting ourselves up for the next big cycle of planet Earth to join the Galactic Federation and the galactic field, and to really take a place in our outer solar system. We do need to raise our frequency, be the best we can be the highest we can be, leave a lot of things behind. There's so many ways. I'm going to look at my incense for just a second because it looks like it's just about to hit the table. Don't you hate that when it falls out of its little thing? Hold on, I'll be right back because I don't want it to burn my table. There we go. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Just didn't want to just didn't want that to happen. But anyway, during the show, I sage. I tend to burn incense, and I tend to say a prayer for everyone coming in. And so it's one of those wonderful things where we clear the air and make sure that you are able to receive everything, and also that I am a very clear channel for the energy that's coming out tonight. I chose a card, and we're going to get this kind of really strong energy with this strong topic that we're going to be talking about tonight, about selling your soul. Is it possible? Is there evidence of people who have sold their souls, and what that entails? But right now, I chose a card regarding Thoth. Thoth is a high priest in the golden era of Atlantis, and he led his tribe to South America to become part of the Inca civilization. He taught that when every single aspect is in tune, right? The whole is automatically in harmony. Your guidance is to bring all parts of your life and your body into alignment so that you enjoy perfect health and happiness. Imagine every cell of your body is part of an orchestra. You are an orchestra that is streaming nonstop music every single moment of your life. So let your thoughts conduct a magnificent concert for radiant well-being. Attune each area of your life to a higher purpose so that your life is a celebration. You know, we are here to celebrate and to appreciate and to give adoration to the one that gave us life. That is why we're here. Have we been given um, have we been given a mission? Have we been given jobs to do? Yes, absolutely, because that is part of the experience of just living uh, life itself. But life is a gift. Not everyone experiences life. You can just drift. You can drift in another dimension like an amoeba for a very, very long time where you do not have the structures and you do not have the awareness of a energetic field shell, um, a harbor for your soul. You do not have the experience of um, all of the five senses and also your limitations on what you can do. So it's quite a challenge, but it's quite a gift. So if you imagine that every single cell of your body is part of an orchestra. It is and did you know that your organs each vibrate to a specific sound, to a specific rate, frequency that also matches the herbal cure for those organs if they are unbalanced through herbs that planet Earth is in tune with. So each particular organ that you have vibrates at a specific frequency. The frequency is imprinted on your organs, whether they are alive or cadaverous. In fact, the liver itself vibrates. It has three different chambers. It vibrates at three different sounds, and it is a major chord. If you're into music, you'll know what I'm talking about. There is one herb down in South America that was discovered that has three frequencies in the one herb that matches the cure and the balance for the liver. You can look this up in systemic formulas for healing by systemic formulas. And Dr. Wheelwright is the one that did the research on that. So I always say that we are music happening within ourselves, and sometimes we've got our attention on outside happenings that are going on the outside that we can't hear our own music play. Or we're hooked into someone else's music, or perhaps we're appreciating um, other people's wounds, traumas, dramas, and what happens is the best way of balancing out and providing peace and providing maybe a mediation is to balance yourself and let them hear your song. Because when you are so confident in your happiness and your celebration of life itself, they want that. They're going to want to be that too. They're going to want to walk in that particular orchestration of music as well. So, why, if you have this great celebration going on inside of yourself, why would you even think of selling your soul? Why would it even come into play? Would it be because that you are not trusting in the path of life, in the tides of life? Are you pushing in one direction or another? Do you have expectations that perhaps are not aligned with the harmony of where you are or the divine timing? Are you at a point in your life where you feel as though you have been dealt a wrong card? Are you struggling with challenges, whether it is health challenges or perhaps financial challenges or perhaps educational challenges, um, partnership challenges, communication challenges? Um, are you dealing with um, are you dealing with fear? Are you dealing with a really low confidence level? Hello, everybody coming into the chat room. We've got Bill and Vanda and Sheila and Ruthie. Hello. Hi, everybody. So nice to see you. But the truth is that when we challenge ourselves with something that comes up, there's a learning experience or an opportunity to accelerate your frequency. Okay? Because a lot of these times we're feeling perhaps lack, or perhaps we don't know how to direct ourselves out of being stuck or out of being maybe behind the times, or perhaps we're feeling scared, alone. All of these things come up for us. And we have ourselves to depend on, but we're never alone, ever. And we can reach out to our guides, to our angels. The angelic realm is always there. Also, the archangels, always there as well. But there are some people who feel as though the material world is something that they want to experience. Perhaps it's not really in their contract for this particular lifetime, but they feel as though I want to experience the material world. And what I want now. And it's one of those things. Hello, Janina. It's one of those things that if they have heard, or if they feel as though this works for them, they will actually sell their soul, and they think they're selling their soul to either Satan, the devil, Lucifer, Baal, whatever that particular entity in their belief system would be. And so many times they will make a contract. Vows and contracts are part of an energetic imprint. Just like you take a vow, to love, honor, obey, till death do you part. Can you dissolve those particular vows? Yes, you can. Does it take some doing? Yes, it does. I know myself, I needed help because I had taken for many lifetimes the vow of poverty. And we had vows of chastity. We had a lot of different allegiances that we've contracted to throughout our many lifetimes that develop a generational belief. It can turn into a blockage on that particular frequency if we're trying to push through it, and it comes up and comes up again and again. We've got to dissolve it so we can push through it to get to the next level. And this is work that you can do through the Akashic records, through emotion codes. It comes out in your astrological chart, and there are many people. If you've experienced, let's just say, physical trauma, mental trauma, and wounds in this particular lifetime, yes, there's help is on the way. But when people make a contract to sell their souls, What exactly does that mean? I have to say that, selling your soul actually um, gets down to compromising your morals, your values, your belief systems, uh, so that in exchange you get either information, you get money, you get something like fame, you get in return what you think your soul is worth. Now, I want to ask you, your soul is eternal. How do you put a price on your soul? And there is evidence of people. A lot of them are, yes, in the music industry. And that's why I kind of did the analogy about the orchestra that is inside of each of us. But a lot of people in the music industry have worn down their belief systems, have crossed their morals through either compromising their, or I should say, highlighting addictions, highlighting, let's say, the ego in ways, or sacrificing their own harmony and their own alignment to be something, to please others. There is something that's a challenge, it's called the temptation. I mean, even Jesus was challenged with temptation when he was praying for 40 days and 40 nights. We're all going to be tempted, either, in some ways or another, to lie, cheat, steal, have outside boundaries in relationships, or do things we wouldn't ordinarily do for either a promise of money or some type of fame or some type of a material gain. We are all going to be tempted at some point or another, and this is part of our experience. However, when you are tempted and when you are saying, okay, I am being, I'm going through temptation at this time. I need to have a strong will. I need to have myself aligned properly, because I'm not singing as loud as I can. My song is very quiet and I can't hear it. I can't hear it at all. What I'm hearing is others who are using manipulation, to test your will. And this is for you to know, on a scale from 1 to 10, how do I get more willpower? If you get more willpower, you're going to have sustainability and alignment. So you can handle a larger frequency, a higher frequency, and you can handle more light. That way you can raise your vibratory rate to the next dimension and really experience what it's all about. Does that make sense? I hope I explained all of that. But there are people, and the evidence is, it's amazing, that they have sold their souls, and with record-breaking time, they get exactly the amount of money they need or want, desire, let's put it that way. They get the fame they desire. They get all of these things. However, when you know you've sold your soul and you've made a contract, there's a ceremony of the contract. There is a pact that you must abide by. And this has to do with adoration towards this particular entity, there are guidelines, there's rules, there's a covenant there that you have entered. Also, what'll happen is that because you are sucking in like a vacuum, you're sucking in this energy to propel you. And I want to say not in a natural way, in more of an underground way. You suck the life out of everybody around you. This is how you know you've sold your soul. Everyone around you will either get sick, they'll pass, they'll be bankrupt, they'll leave you, they'll have accidents. All of these things will be happening to everyone around you, and you are skyrocketing up to fame. If you are here to experience riches and fame, they will come to you regardless in a very natural, healthy way. And so when these people believe, now there's a lot of people that don't believe that there's a devil. They don't believe in Satan. They don't believe in that there's a Lucifer. They do not believe in good and bad. They do not believe that you can sell your soul. Why? Because your soul is eternal, and your soul was given to you by source, by creator, by God. So it belongs to God. God is a piece of you. It's inside of you. Can you sell God? Question. What do you think in the chat room? What do you think in the chat room? Is it yours to sell? So people think that, yeah, I sold my soul. I want to sell my soul because I don't see any way out. And right now I can use the material gain. And right now I can use that for the people I love around me, or to get the big house, or to get the big cars, or to get my first record, or whatever it is that you're thinking major success is. So I'm not saying that it's just people in the music industry. It's everywhere. It is everywhere. I mean, are you selling your soul for the job that you have? A lot of people are working and being trapped in certain situations where they're depressed. They no longer can hear their song. They no longer can feel the joy. They have no outside life. They're compromising their own values. They're compromising their own morals. And not just that, but they feel as though their value has been depreciated. If that is the case, please ask for your team on the other side, for guidance, for the strength, for alignment, for harmony. Once you are aligned into a harmonious alignment, things will just come to you very, very easily, very easily. You'll always have, you'll always have enough money and more. You'll always have a beautiful place to live. You will not compromise your values. You will not be berated, verbally abused. You will not have any of that happening. You won't be overwhelmed in your job. You will attract the people and the things around you in a healthy manner without those family members or whatever that is, without them becoming energy depleted. So certain things happen at certain times. And this big shift in March is going to allow us to experience some move my stuff kind of energy. And it's one of those things where I'm going to take on a new position, or they're going to ask me to take on new responsibilities. You may be changing um, zip codes. You may be saying, where I live is not important. It's what I'm doing. Where am I directing my energy during the day? Where am I giving to humanity? How can my energy, my wisdom, and my song be presented um, to help humanity? That's what we're going to be shifting into. It may not seem like that at first, but that's exactly where we're going. And so we're already kind of getting a little bit of a preview as to what's coming up for us for the age of Aquarius. But trusting, you know, um, trusting that you are enough, trusting that you are in the right spot at this particular time, and trusting that when change happens, it's always for your best and highest good, always. And if you're waiting for pieces of your life's puzzle to come together, know that it will all come together in divine timing. It will. And as you align yourself, so today, on Wednesday, February 22nd, is the first day. If you are a Catholic or Christian, you may have heard of the first day of Lent, because we just had Mardi Gras yesterday, Fat Tuesday. So 4 weeks of Lent, 4 weeks of aligning yourself. What does that take? Does that take an awareness of the food intake? Does that um, mean that there is a preparation for the process of walking with and aligning with the journey of Jesus Christ? Yeah, the Jewish religion, they have their days of preparation and making amends, um, and getting restitution for perhaps some of the things that that were coming to them, or perhaps saying I'm sorry, or unloading the guilt that they've been carrying. um, the Indian culture, the American Indian culture, has specific um, times, and this is usually the change of seasons, the equinoxes, where they prepare for the next season ahead. And they let go of their old camps. They let go of anything that's not going to prepare them for the next season coming up. They also prepare to eat heartier foods, or perhaps lighter foods that are in season. Prepare for the expansion of family members. Prepare for the abundance of food, of the animals, of the water and the spring that's going to be coming, the snows that are going to be melting, and providing the waters that are going to be rushing, and providing the land with the nutrients. So there's a lot of preparation that I don't think at this particular pace that we're living in at the moment, that people stop and they're not aware of. So I find that as we're coming up to the next equinox and the next change of season, and these next particular shifts that are going to be, bringing us into a huge 20-year experience cycle, we are going to want to prepare. And so in your astrological chart, I can help you to show you exactly where these shifts are going to take place. And not just that, but if you're having help from the outside, if you're having perhaps to lay back and to just go, look, I'm laying back. I know that, my time will come to make my shifts or to make my jumps in my frequency. But while I'm laying back, I'm going to prepare my alignment. I'm going to prepare in the best way that I know how, because I want my soul to sing. So some of these people that believe that they are selling their souls, they feel as though they are getting everything they want, everything they want. Their willpower was at an all-time low. Their clarity was non-existent, and their trust in divine intervention was non-existent. So let's prepare ourselves to trust. Let's prepare ourselves to know for the wisdom, the ancient wisdom that is coming in for each and every one of us, to participate in the raising of our intuition so that we can change into telepathy for our communication, to also be able, there's not going to be any hiding of finances or any shady you're gonna know the intention right off the bat. You're going to see the you're going to be able to see the magnetic field around people. You can't run and you can't hide anymore. People are going to go and explore galactically and remove their day-to-day most evident and obvious energy field around them. So that's my phone. So okay. So yeah. So these people that think that they have sold their souls, can you get your soul back? If the creator is all knowing and all loving, he knows that you have, failed the temptation challenge. And is the contract something that is going to be eternal? Well, some societies, some organizations, some religious beliefs have a difference of opinion, and the fear factor comes in. But the manipulation of others and the power struggles is real. That is something that is presented to each and every one of us. How do we stand in our power? How do we stand in our sovereignty? How do we use our own power? Is it to manipulate others? Now, you don't have to verbally abuse someone or physically abuse someone in order to manipulate the energy around you. Have you ever given somebody the cold shoulder, refused to talk to them, shut them out of your life? That's manipulation. That is your decision to isolate, your decision to manipulate that relationship. Is it better for you? Do you become more alive? Do you feel as though you don't have to handle something on a toxic level? If you feel immediate relief, that's best for your alignment. It's immediate. It's absolutely immediate. If you choose to use manipulation and isolation as a means of communication to get what you want, like, a lot of people do, You will not feel a lightness. You will not feel joy. You will still feel connected to that person, and you will still feel that pull, and you will not feel happy. You will not feel satisfied. You will not feel a relief. So that is some little ways of knowing what is going on. Um, and then I always get, well, there's entities that come into, not only to take your physical avatar, but also to change your DNA, change your soul. There's ways of trauma. we our soul is so huge it can't fit into this experience in the 3D and the earth experience. Your soul can't fit into this body. It only a portion of it is here. So when you say you sell your soul, you're selling, you're compromising every belief system, you're going against everything in this particular experience. But you have an oversoul that is your subconscious, that is working with you all of the time, allowing you to have that particular belief that you are selling out, that you are compromising your absolute core. Um, People do want to experience poverty. They want to experience deformities. They want to experience harsh living. They want to experience what it's like to be, let's just say, low man on the totem pole. Some people want to experience fame, want to experience recognition. And what I have learned by working with people on the other side is that when you have challenges to overcome, when you have overcome temptation, you are so much stronger, and you have burnt up a lot of the karma that is in your way, that's blocking you from success, that's blocking you um, from seeing yourself in a joyous situation. So, prepare yourself now as we're going into the new shifts and things, for, let's just say your orchestra's practicing, and we're going to have this great concert when you are all in tune, all in alignment. And if there's any way that I can help you with that, please, 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 please book a session with me. I can't tell you what lovely experiences I've been having with my clients. I want to thank them from the bottom of my soul for trusting me to provide light and to provide clarity for them. Had a wonderful, wonderful session in mediumship, connecting people together, and just absolutely glorious reunions that I have participated in, that were just, I can't tell you what a celebration, not only of life, but also of death and rebirth. It is a cycle that is ingenious. It's just ingenious. And so there's a lot of things, I mean, there's a lot of things that I don't like about my life. I think they're moving pretty slowly. I don't think that I'm, always in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing and all of that stuff. But I remember something when my mom, I was taking care of her when she was almost transitioning. And Sheila's in the chat room. She's got a lot of these stories too. But I remember my mom, she called me Katie. She didn't know that I was her daughter. And she would say, Katie. And I would have to take her to the restroom. And I was guiding her there. And she looked up at me and she said, Katie, I am so glad I don't have your nose. And I was just like, yeah, I mean, I'm glad you don't have mine either. Or what would I have? I wouldn't have one. But it's one of those things where maybe parts of your avatar are, something that, oh geez, I wish I didn't have that, or maybe I can do better on this, or maybe I can get into shape, or whatever it is. Perfection is just out of reach here. We are always striving, because perfection is what we're doing on the inside. It's an inside job. And then when you become aligned, the beauty is just going to pour out of you. And that's what's, really, 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 really so important. If there's any questions in the chat room, I would love to take time and kind of guide you on this. And, if in fact at this particular time you are being challenged in any way, and you feel safe enough to share, that would be awesome as well. We are all under a temptation at some time or another, especially when those freshly baked cookies are there. And it's, I've already had my sugar intake for the day. There's a lot of things, that I get tempted with. And I'm sure that you do too. But one of the things that we do have to know is that we're living an experience. This time on planet Earth, everyone says the same thing on the other side. And that is that the time on Earth goes by so quickly when we are drudging along. You just, you know what? It's just like, yeah, right. This is ever, never going to end. What's going on here? But the time, really on planet Earth is just so quick. They say it's in a blink of an eye. We are in the midst of eternity. What is that? From our perspective, it's so hard to measure what is eternity. And when you are on the other side, you wish you had danced a little more. You wish you had eaten that cookie. You wish you had hugged those people so tight. You wish you hadn't taken everything so personal. You wished you had loved yourself just a little bit more, and given yourself those things that really mean, that really means something to your heart. These are the kinds of things that we have to be kind of reminded of. Hi, Mary. How are you, dear? It's so good to see you in the chat room. All righty. Janina says, it's like you're reading out of my journal. I have been thinking these thoughts for a while. I feel like I have nothing to offer right now but sending love and compassion and what knowledge I have gathered out. Very good. Yay. Let's applaud that. I feel that's wonderful. Ruthie says, Kimla, you were wonderful. Thank you so much for reconnecting me with my sister on the other side. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's kind of one of those things where, astrology is the study of energy. It's the study of the stars, the planets, the sun and the moon. And there are so many more that we are just, that are coming into our realm. More asteroids, more planets, more black holes, more more patches of energy that are reaching us now. Why? Because we're moving so fast through this photon belt, but also because of the fact that we are raising our perspective. We couldn't even see that stuff before, and now we're out there exploring all of it. Um, and it's one of those wonderful, wonderful things that when we're exploring and once we're bringing in new planets and new energies, and these planets that we know of are um, taking new pathways, and they're going to be hosting into new zodiac signs as we know them, we are going to be experiencing parts of ourselves and those of others in ways that we haven't experienced before. Let's prepare for that. I love the way Mary says we're all going to feel the Saturn and Pluto new energies, and I want to say some more than others. Some in a generational uh, perspective, because Pluto is a generational uh, uh, frequency. Um, and if you have Pluto that is opposing Uranus in your chart right now, you need help and guidance, and you need clarity there. If you are having, Saturn maybe coming into your first house in Pisces, you're going to be frustrated as to why am I feeling so limited? Why I'm losing weight. I don't have the energy that I once had. I feel like there's an elephant sitting on my chest. I feel my heart pounding, pounding. Why? Because Saturn is made of lead. And when it goes into your first house of self, what it does is it disciplines you. It gets you back into shape. It reforms your foundation. It only takes 2.5 years, but it lays down a new foundation for you to go all the way through all of the houses and back home again. So I love, to I love to take you through your own chart and your own Mandela. Hello, Charlene. Thank you so much for connecting. Is already planning to connect with you again. Love to you, Charlene. Charlene, love to you too. That was such a wonderful experience, and I'd love to connect with you again. Vandana, 40 days and nights, but finished out of narcissist relationship. Will I heal and move on? Thanks. Oh my gosh, yes. In fact, you've got an opportunity. They're already showing me. You've got an opportunity coming, and that's going to be coming to you. I want to say it's going to shift in March, but it's going to be coming to you in April. I'm excited for that. I am so excited for that. Yeah. So, absolutely. Absolutely. Also, Vandana, I feel as though you have an archangel around you right now that is helping you with trusting your own intuition. And you are going to be, I want you to start with small things, like just just small things that you are going to trust, that that you are feeling, um, and write them down. Sometimes we just think, oh, I already knew that was going to happen, or I knew he was going to walk through the door, or I knew that that light was going to turn red, or whatever it is. But write them down, because you're going to be fun, and I think you're going to be, at the end of the day, really surprised at how your intuition is blowing up. And I feel like by July, you really are going to be, really much more aligned than you are right now. Okay. you've really taken on a stronger sense of yourself, and I commend you. Yay! I commend you. Um, Okay. I don't see that. Ruthie, did you say something else? But yay, replying to Ruthie. Yay, yay, yay. That sounds great. Um, okay. Anybody else? Oh yeah. So Charlene thank you so much for connecting my mom and dad. That was so nice. It was absolutely fabulous. I'm going to also, choose something, choose a card right now for the Universal group here. And I'm going to pair it. Yeah, this is what I'm going to pair it with. I'm going to pair it with, if any of you follow Diana Cooper, or you don't know who she is, her base is, I believe, in the UK. I don't know if she's still living in the UK, but her story is absolutely fabulous. And she does amazing work with unicorns, dragons, orbs. She has she is a treasure trove of metaphysical knowledge. So if you haven't, I'm going to use her card right now, and I'm going to pick a card. So this is going to pertain to all of us. Are you ready for this one? Okay, this is for humanity. I do have some time left, so I want you to think about Mary Magdalene, and I want you to think about the next 20 years as we go into period 9. Um, Period 9 is all about the feminine energy coming to its peak. Now, that's going to go pretty fast in 20 years. But I mean, when you think back 20 years ago, we didn't have a lot of things that we have now. But the feminine energy is coming up, and it's coming up strong, and it's going to be coming up in churches. It's going to be coming up in ways that we've only had a very quick blink as to what's going to be happening. But yeah, the feminine energy is really going to be coming in. The pendulum swings, and it is coming back strong. And that is why I guess I've picked the card of Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene was a high initiative of the Order of the Essenes and the spiritual partner of Jesus. She is now master of the sixth ray, raising dogma into spirituality. Mary Magdalene's ascension retreats is in Marseille. She radiates a glowing buttercup yellow light to all who attune to her. Her light was hidden from us for centuries as she was misjudged about her role in Jesus' life. If you have felt wronged or misunderstood, Mary Magdalene offers you the courage to maintain your integrity. This card is an invitation to attune to Mary Magdalene to receive her blessing. An affirmation for all of us is, I maintain my truth and see the spirituality in all things. Oh, my heart. Could not have been a better card for this evening. From my soul to yours, may the angels protect you and guide you. Thank you so much for coming along with me this evening. And I have some wonderful guests to inspire you lined up for March. I hope you tune in, and please leave some comments. They boost my channel. Please share, please like, and subscribe. Until next time, may the angels protect all of us and guide all of us. Good night.